Hey Virgo, it's Ashley. We're going to do your twin flame bonus reading. And while I am releasing this in December of 2021, you can definitely view this as a timeless reading. We're going to see what comes through for you, your person, and the connection itself. And if this particular leg of the journey that comes through does not resonate with you, make sure you check your sun, moon, rising, or Venus. You can certainly look at your person's zodiac placements as well. And also, while my intention is that your energy show up on the left here, Virgo, if you feel like it's flip-flopped, certainly switch it around. Let's see what's going on for you, Virgo, in your twin flame journey. What's your energy at this time? What are you working on? Sacred breath and sound. So some throat chakra activation going on for you. Definitely working on speaking up, speaking your truth, communicating openly, and kind of allowing for that vulnerability in communication as well. For your person, where are they at? Oh, we have Divine Mother. Nurturing, compassion, and grace. So they're definitely sitting in some and working towards some divine feminine aspects within themselves. Could actually, I want to say for some of them, they're actually working on a mother wound as well. The connection, what's going on in the connection itself. Clairvoyance, inspiration, interpretation, and trust. So could be some 5D communication. Could also be that one or both of you is using something like tarot or scrying or what have you to kind of gain a better understanding of where the connection is sitting. So we are going to pull some tarot and see what else we get here. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to go through and I'm just going to channel whatever comes through. Some of it will apply to you, some of it will not. That doesn't mean this is not your reading, so just take what resonates and leave the rest behind. But if there are certain things that come through that aren't quite clear, we will clarify those particular cards. So what's going on with Virgo and their person, the connection itself at this time? Temperance tried to pop out there. All right. So for you, Virgo, we're getting the Emperor. For your person, the Ten of Cups. And between the two of you, the Knight of Swords. In the present moment, we have the Knight of Wands for you. Judgment for your person. And the Strength card within the connection. In the future position for you, we have the Seven of Cups. Your person, the Five of Pentacles. And between the two of you, the Eight of Cups. Bottom of the deck, we have the Four of Pentacles. Some guarded energy here. Maybe something or someone is kind of clinging to something within the dynamic. All right, let's have a look here. So for you, Virgo, in the past position, I think you probably, for whoever it is that this reading is for, I feel like with the Emperor being in the past position, you could certainly be sitting in divine masculine energy. This is Aries as well. This is someone in a position of authority and stability. Could certainly be entrepreneur energy as well. Someone that has a plan and is executing that plan. So it could very well be in this situation here, Virgo, and like I said, flip it and reverse it, that the masculine energy is on this side and the feminine energy is on this side. So your person has the 10 of Cups, so definitely either in relationship with you at this time, working to build their ultimate happiness. Family, you might have children with this person. If not, I think that this is something that the divine feminine communicated to the divine masculine here, that they wanted union and love together, like they wanted to build upon this dynamic. Now, I do feel like there is definitely some communication that was going on in the past between the two of you. Could have been a lot of direct communication about both of your desires, but what I do feel like perhaps happened for you, Virgo, is that as this divine feminine communicated this truth, there's a little bit of rebellious energy on your side as you moved into the Knight of Wands. Now, this could certainly be related to work, but I do feel like there was definitely like something got sparked within you. And I feel like in this scenario, the masculine here kind of went into almost a rebellious energy. A little bit of runner mode. Could very well have been sitting in a position of, independence and wanting to maintain that, even as the feminine communicated that she wanted commitment and for this to come together between the two of you. And I feel like you might have gone running in the other direction, still wanting that freedom, the freedom to explore, especially with the 7 of Cups in the future position here for you, Virgo. Wanting to keep your options open, not ready to settle down. In the meantime, the feminine is sitting in Judgment. So she's experiencing some awakenings here. Could be some internal soul calling. She could definitely be attempting to reconnect with the masculine here after a separation, or after maybe not a full-fledged separation, but after this masculine went into kind of this flight energy here and was perhaps even using the relationship dynamic as a means of just like sexual pleasure and connection in that way, rather than connecting on a heart level here, or wanting to get too serious. With the strength as the energy between the two of you in this connection energy, I do feel like there's definitely some self-work taking place. and some challenges. I think at this juncture within the journey here, the feminine here is coming face to face with perhaps some feelings of rejection, and some fears about this masculine departing or not being consistent and stable in his energy. And then at the same time, I feel like the masculine here is struggling and having some fears come up about what ultimate commitment here would require of his energy, because ultimately it's going to, bring up some shadow work, some self-work that needs to be controlled here. Like with the Strength card, it's a number 8, which is self-mastery. But the lion here represents the beast within. And so it can kind of be like those shadow aspects that come up that we have to kind of work to gain control over and essentially master here. So I do feel like in the present moment, there's some challenges with that going on in both respects. Now, I do feel like this feminine is sitting in some chaser energy. I feel like she knows what this dynamic is. And so she might even be talking to the masculine about what this dynamic is, specifically because I feel like this feminine is going through ascension and is waking up, or is further ascending after having woken up in the past. It's continuing, right? And I do feel like this feminine is sitting in an energy of really trying to understand and empathize with the masculine and the fears that are coming up for this masculine at this time. I think this feminine realizes that to come together would cause some of those demons to rise up to be dealt with at this time. But I also feel like she's facing some of her own fears about things at this juncture potentially coming to an end. And I do feel like she's leaning into the masculine at this time, and that is why he's moving into this runner energy here. Now, in the future position, the masculine has the 7 of Cups. Again, I think there's some fears, some confusion coming up here. I think this masculine is definitely sitting in some needs to, it's like there's a desire to have his options open, to be able to see other people and not move into a commitment here. And I do feel like as a result, this divine feminine is feeling quite downtrodden and feeling rejected by this masculine. This masculine may go as far as in that rebellious energy as to take a new partner to sort of demonstrate that he can't be controlled, if that makes sense. And I feel like that's potentially what's going on here. And then in the union energy, or the connection energy, I should say, we have the 8 of Cups. So I definitely think that both partners at this juncture are moving into kind of a dark night of the soul here. There could be separation on the path ahead here in the future position. And I do feel like this is part of what's going to challenge that that trust energy that comes through in this clairvoyance card. because it says interpretation and trust. And so at this juncture, in this particular set of twin flames, I do feel like one or both of the partners are maybe not buying into the twin flame concept. I feel like this feminine might have figured out what twin flame means by doing some searches and realizing that she felt like that's what this situation was. However, with the pain that's coming up here for the feminine in particular, she might be wondering if this masculine is, like, for example, a false twin, that kind of thing. I feel like this masculine has not gotten there yet. He may very well have an idea of how strong the connection is, but I feel like that's part of what's sending him into this flight energy, this sort of rebellious energy, because it scares him. That connection energy is scaring him. And so I think part of what's going on in this union energy, the connection itself, which I'm treating as a third entity, and it's my experience and belief that that is what the connection itself is. It's a third energy that also goes through its own, path in a way. And I feel like in the future position, the two of you are both going to be experiencing, kind of going into this darkness, moving towards something that is more satisfying, trying to find that 10 of Cups. And really you're kind of moving into this unknown energy as you kind of move into separation here. And I feel like the only thing that you have to go off of, like every set of twin flames, is the connection itself and trusting that that is what it is for you. And you'll ultimately, figure that out the further you go along. But I do feel like there's a potential here that specifically the feminine here is looking into things like psychics and tarot readers and that kind of thing to really get a better understanding of what's happening in this dynamic. I kind of get the feeling that this masculine is with the Sacred Breath and Sound card. I don't feel like he's fully communicating how he's feeling at this time. I don't know that he even understands what he's feeling quite yet. With this 7 of Cups, there's some confusion here. And so even if there is communication between the two partners, I do feel like he's probably struggling to even form his own truth as to what's happening here. To me, it still feels very much like on an egoic level. Definitely strong fire energy showing up here in this reading, as well as Cups. Could also have some Scorpio air showing up if you were looking for zodiac signs here. I want to see if there's anything I really want to clarify here, because I do feel like this is pretty clear already. Let's get a feel into this Knight of Wands here in the present moment for what I feel is the masculine energy in this dynamic. And please keep in mind, masculine and feminine energy does not specify gender. So just FYI there. Why the Knight of Cups? And we have the King of Wands, so it's definitely strong fire. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Aries and Leo showing up very strong. This masculine is in strong conflicted energy. It could even be that this masculine is the only way in which he's using communication, or one of his fallback methods for using communication at this time, is to be kind of aggressive and harsh, to sort of protect himself. And I think that that's because he's in some fear here. For the feminine, let's look at Judgment. Well, that's helpful. We get Judgment. Again, I feel like this feminine wants this masculine, wants to come together, and she's likely communicating as such, but I also feel like she's having some wake-up calls of her own. Six of Swords. She might be feeling that the separation is looming ahead here. And I feel like it's probably because any communication at this time, like I said, with this masculine is really kind of more turning into arguments than anything else. The Strength card, we have the Seven of Swords. That's runner energy. And the Four of Pentacles. So look at this. The challenge within the union at this time is that self-mastery. And on this side, we have the feminine trying to hold on with all her might. And on this side, we have the masculine trying to run off in the other direction. And so this is definitely runner-chaser dynamic going on here. Let's look at the Seven of Cups in the future for the masculine. We have the Queen of Pentacles. The Six of Pentacles. I do feel like he's kind of in this maybe breadcrumbing energy with the feminine here. I feel like also for some of you, this masculine energy is almost like relying on the fact that this feminine is in chaser mode. So it's like he's aware that he can behave in this flighty, almost aggressive, rebellious manner, and understands that the feminine is going to, at this time, feels like she's going to continue to put up with it. Because she's in this chaser energy and really wanting to hold on to this relationship here. But I feel like he's very, very carefully deciding what to put his energy towards. And it could very well be, like I said, that he's deciding to place his energy elsewhere in a way that's like, it's almost like to support that rebellious energy. Like not wanting to be controlled. And I do feel like he has some choices here. Because I think what's happened is this feminine has said, I want commitment. And he's recognizing that that's what she's desiring. Long-term, solid, stable relationship. But I do feel like he's maybe... for some of you, he might actually already be married to someone else with this Queen of Pentacles energy showing up. He might already be in a committed relationship elsewhere. I don't feel that very strongly, but I do feel like that could be the case for one or two of you. And like he's been placed in this position of deciding, is he going to... Yeah, he's avoiding making any choices at this time. He wants his options open. Now for the feminine, we've got the Five of Pentacles, so definitely feelings of rejection, feelings of being kind of left out in the cold here. Almost like she's having to beg for his attention. We have the Sun. Definitely be dealing with a Leo, or this feminine might have strong Leo in her chart, his or her chart. And the Devil energy. I think in the future position, this feminine is coming into the understanding that there's aspects of this dynamic that are definitely toxic at this time. You know, in the twin flame journey, we can certainly get caught up in a false twin situation. We can certainly get caught up in a dynamic that is toxic. And I think there's a lot of people out there that misinterpret toxic relationships as twin flame journey. But what I will say is that until both partners are awakened and working on that self-mastery, we're automatically introducing toxic behaviors because they are sitting in shadow. So they're unknowingly controlling us, which is really what that devil energy is. It's a pattern that has not been illuminated. Well, here in the future position, the sun is illuminating some sort of toxic situation or pattern or connection here. And for this feminine, it could very well be that she's coming into some understandings about her own fears of abandonment, which definitely show up in that chaser energy, right? And so we're seeing some progress here for this feminine as she's beginning to look at that particular energy and why it is also a shadow energy, just like the running energy of this masculine. So in the union connection energy, we have the Eight of Cups. So I do feel like ultimately separation is coming here, if it hasn't happened already. We have the Three of Wands. You can see that both of these characters have their backs turned, looking into the future, looking into other ways of expansion here. We also have the Ten of Pentacles, so this could be a longer term relationship that is coming to an end. And again, with the Ten of Pentacles, Ten of Cups, this could also be a dynamic where you were at one time married, had children, that sort of thing. By the Ten of Pentacles. The Page of Wands. It could very well be that the masculine expresses the desire to separate here. He's definitely shown up in fire energy thus far. So I do see separation here, wanting to be able to expand in different directions here. Could very well be due to indecision on this masculine is not wanting to make the choice of commitment, and I do feel like the feminine automatically goes into some shadow work here. Yeah, there's some intuitive guidance within the connection that is pushing for the separation phase to take place in this particular situation here. So I do see that coming. And again, we have a lot of fire here. Capricorn, pretty strongly. Leo, very strongly. Aries, Sagittarius. And then we've got some Pisces, Scorpio showing up here as well. I hope you found that helpful, Virgo. Hang in there. It's always quite the journey. And I hope you will check out next week's reading. We're going to look at closing out December 2021. We're going to do the wrap-up readings. There's also going to be some bonus, some other bonus readings put out for the month of December, so keep your eyes out for that. I hope you found this helpful, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.